You might not realise it from some of the speeches we've heard, but this bill is actually about people. People fleeing war, persecution and unimaginable hardship. And so the repeal of the Safety of Rwanda Act and parts of the Illegal Migration Act is welcome. These cruel, unworkable policies undermine our international obligations and put lives at risk. But this bill still falls short. It retains harmful provisions like Section 59, deeming asylum claims from countries like Albania, Georgia and India inadmissible. These are not countries that are universally safe. Just ask the LGBT community in Georgia, journalists in Albania, or Kashmiris and religious minorities in India. Survivors of trafficking and torture from these nations seek refuge here. Denying them asylum based on nationality alone is unjust and risks returning them to danger. Section 29 is equally appalling. It denies protections to victims of modern slavery if they have a criminal record, ignoring the fact that many are coerced into crime by traffickers. Punishing victims for their own exploitation isn't just cruel, it is a failure of justice. Section 12 further weakens judicial scrutiny of immigration detention, letting the Secretary of State determine what constitutes a reasonable period, stripping away legal safeguards and allowing indefinite detention by ministerial order. Sections 12, 59 and 29 also risk breaching the European Convention on Human Rights and should be repealed. This bill also introduces new offences that could see refugees prosecuted simply for seeking safety, a deeply troubling approach. In reality, these measures will punish desperate individuals rather than the smugglers who exploit them. Let's be clear, no one risks their lives crossing the channel in a flimsy boat unless they have no other choice. Enver Solomon, CEO of the Refugee Council, put it plainly. Criminalising men, women and children who have fled conflicts in countries such as Sudan does not disrupt the smuggling gang's business model. When a refugee is clambering into a boat with an armed criminal threatening them, they're not thinking about UK laws, but are simply trying to stay alive. The most effective way to break the smuggling gang's grip is to stop refugees from getting into boats in the first place, which means giving them a legal way to seek asylum in the UK without crossing the channel. Yet this bill fails to do that. It continues to treat desperate people as criminals rather than addressing the reasons that they are forced into making dangerous crossings in the first place, and fuels toxic rhetoric that breeds hate and division. And we have all seen the consequences of that. Asylum hotels, named by MPs in this very chamber, have been targeted by far-right writers, setting them alight. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The enemy of the working class travels by private jet, not migrant dinghy. And when politicians and right-wing press deliberately stoke anti-migrant sentiment, they distract us from the real issues. A system that prioritises profit over people, it slashes our public services, it gives tax breaks to the very wealthy, and it allows inequality to flourish. And so, Madam Deputy Speaker, this bill could have ended the hostile environment. Instead, it doubles down on the same failed policies, criminalising refugees, denying protection to survivors, and failing to provide safe routes. As an MP representing Coventry, a proud city of sanctuary, enriched by generations of immigration, we demand better. We need a system that upholds human rights and international law and is built on fairness, compassion and humanity, not more failed punitive policies. We need safe legal routes for asylum seekers, family reunification and protections for trafficking survivors. This bill, however, entrenches injustice instead of ending it. Thank you.